So, catching up from where we left off, Nor and Lin successfully took down that massive goblin emperor. Back at the capital, Prince Rain is getting reports about some seriously strange and creepy stuff happening around the city. These events only confirm his worst fears: the enemy has already infiltrated their kingdom. It turns out that there are probably more monsters, just like that goblin emperor, hiding in the shadows of their land. Rain immediately calls for an emergency meeting with the 6 sovereigns. He can't believe the enemy country would sink this low. They are so greedy for the dungeon's treasure that they're willing to sacrifice innocent lives, and Rain knows an all-out invasion could happen at any second. On the flip side of all that tension, Lin and Nor are off celebrating their first successful hunt. The guild master actually paid them even without the proof of the kill because he trusts Nor. And let's be honest, killing one goblin doesn't usually pay out that much anyway. While they're eating, Nor is looking at Lin and thinking to himself, "Man, when is this girl finally gonna leave me alone?" After they finish their meal, Lin says she has to head home but promises she'll be back to see Nor first thing tomorrow. But just as they're about to part ways, Rain shows up looking for them. Rain tells Nor that he needs him to escort Lin to a city tucked away in the mountains, and they're leaving tomorrow. They'll have a horse carriage ready, and Ines will be joining them for protection. Rain even offers to pay Nor for the job, but he tells him that he can't reveal any more details than that. Right now, Nor is the only person Rain truly feels he can trust with his sister's life. Nor, having never actually ridden in a horse carriage before, is hyped. He agrees to the job mostly because he wants to see the world outside the capital, and he's genuinely excited for the road trip. The next morning, the group sets off. Nor is having the time of his life, staring out the window and telling Lin, "Look at the view. We live in such a beautiful world, don't we?" Nor is dreaming about all the new places he'll get to visit as an adventurer. But Lin isn't sharing his excitement. She looks worried. Rain had told them to head to Torim first, a city in the mountains, and stay there for a bit. If everything stays calm, they're supposed to cross the mountains into their neighboring ally country, Mitra. Lin is terrified that something terrible is about to happen. Ines tries to reassure her, saying, "That's why I'm here with you." It turns out Ines has a secret order from Prince Rain. Rain warned her that the kingdom is on the verge of being attacked. If the capital falls, Ines's sole mission is to take Lin and Nor and flee to Mitra. Ines had asked if the princess knew about the danger, but Rain told her that if Lin knew, she'd refuse to leave her home. Ines didn't want to run away during a crisis either, but Rain told her that keeping Lin safe is her most important duty, and he trusts her completely. The group stops to give the horses some water, and Ines apologizes to Nor for dragging him into this mess. Nor, being his usual clueless self, just laughs it off. "Mess? What are you talking about? We're just on a fun trip." He notices Ines looks incredibly stressed out. Ines tells him not to worry because it's her job to protect him too. Nor smiles and says, "I'm not scared. I can protect myself, and if things get too crazy, I'll just run away." Ines tells him that won't be necessary because she has a shield. Nor looks at her empty hands and says, "I don't see any shield." Ines then chants a magical incantation, and suddenly, a glowing shield appears in her hand. Nor is blown away. Ines tells him that if danger shows up, he should hide behind her because no weapon or magic can pierce her shield. Nor thinks to himself, "Man, these people are so powerful. I almost died fighting a goblin, and here they are with god-level gear." He gives Ines a compliment, telling her she has an amazing talent. Now we get a little bit of Ines's backstory. Ever since she was a little kid living in an orphanage, Ines felt a strange, overwhelming power inside her. One day, she accidentally hurt another girl because she couldn't control it. When the sovereigns saw her power, they told her it was a divine gift that very few people are ever born with. They explained she could use it to create a blade that could cut through anything, or a shield that would never break. They told her if she mastered it, she could take down an entire country by herself. The shield sovereign, Danda, ended up adopting her and began her training. Even with the other 6 sovereigns helping her, Ines was always terrified of accidentally hurting the people she cared about. Because of that fear, she started pushing people away and became totally isolated. She thought she was the only one of her kind, but meeting Nor changed things. She had heard her father talk about Nor all the time, constantly praising him, and in her father's eyes, earning that kind of respect is a huge deal. Ines felt a bit of jealousy toward Nor before they even met, and now that he's right in front of her, she's feeling even more conflicted, but she tries to stay focused on the mission. Suddenly, Nor notices something weird in a nearby wheat field. There's a trail being flattened as if something massive is moving through the stalks. He sees movement, and Lin immediately reacts by casting Uncover Magic. The spell reveals a giant monster that looks like a massive, disgusting frog. Meanwhile, back at the capital, the nightmare has begun. Monsters have started appearing out of thin air and attacking the city. The general rushes to the king, reporting that the capital is being overrun. The army is fighting back, but they are severely outnumbered. Rain orders an immediate evacuation of the civilians. When the king asks where the 6 sovereigns are, Rain tells him they're already on the front lines, and that he's already sent Lin to a safe location. We see chaos breaking out everywhere as different types of monsters pop up all over the city, and the sovereigns are doing everything they can to hold them back. Soldiers are falling left and right in the brutal battle. Back at the field, we see a young boy named Rollo standing near the giant frog monster. He was leading the monster somewhere, muttering to himself, "I have to kill them." But when Lin's magic broke the monster's invisibility shield, something went wrong. The monster snapped out of its trance and turned its aggression toward Rollo. Ines screams in horror, "That's a black death dragon. How did something that dangerous get here?" The monster is about to crush the boy, and without a second thought, Nor sprints into action to save him. He slides in and parries the monster's massive attack. The creature starts unleashing a flurry of strikes on Nor, but Nor is like a wall, parrying every single blow. Ines realizes that the boy isn't just some random kid. She tells Lin that he's actually with the monster, meaning he's part of the demon race. Lin remembers Rain telling her that demons look exactly like humans, but they possess a special power to form a mental bond with monsters and control them like puppets. Demons and humans have been enemies for centuries. About 200 years ago, demons almost wiped out the country of Mitra, which led to humans hunting them down until they thought the race was extinct. But clearly, some survived, and they are filled with hatred for humanity. Ines explains that these monsters usually stay far away from human territory, so the only reason it's here is because the demon boy was controlling it. Lin's magic must have shocked the boy, breaking his mental link with the monster, which is why it turned on him. Ines can't believe Nor is risking his life to save a demon. She thinks he's being a total fool. But Nor? He's just standing there looking at the dragon, thinking it's just a big frog. He thinks to himself, this frog isn't even that strong. It moves way slower than those goblins did. Suddenly, the monster puffs up its throat and blasts Nor with a cloud of deadly poison. The toxic gas is so strong it instantly withers and burns the crops around them. Nor starts to feel dizzy, and his body begins to go numb. He realizes, okay, this isn't a normal frog, it's a poisonous one. Nor collapses to his knees, and the frog prepares an even bigger poison attack. Ines explains that this monster brings death wherever it goes, which is why it's called the Black Death Dragon. Lin tries to run out to help Nor, but Ines grabs her and pulls her back. She tells Lin her only job is to protect her, and she creates a massive magical shield to block the toxic gas. Ines knows that even one breath of that poison is fatal. Even a legendary healer wouldn't be able to save someone from this. She's convinced that Nor must be dead by now. The dragon vomits another wave of poison, and Ines holds the line with her shield. She whispers an apology to Nor, feeling guilty that she couldn't save him. But then, a giant claw from the monster comes flying through the air and lands near them. Ines looks up and is shocked to see that Nor is still standing, and he's still fighting. Nor is in bad shape, his body is struggling, but he refuses to back down. In that moment, Ines finally understands why her father talked about Nor so much. He's not a fool, he's someone who is willing to throw his life away to save anyone, regardless of who they are. He is a true shield, and Ines realizes she has a lot to learn from him. The dragon blasts Nor with poison one more time, and this time, Nor can't take it and hits the ground hard. He's in a really bad way, but as he struggles to get back up, he mumbles, I've got this. And that is where the episode ends. So, guys, will Nor be able to take down this poisonous frog? And what is that demon boy going to do next? To find out, you've got to catch the next episode. If you enjoyed this one, make sure to like, share, and leave a comment. And if you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button and tap the bell icon so you don't miss a thing. I'll see you all very soon in the next video. Thanks for watching.